What's up?
Hey,
Hey, how you doing, Sebastian?
I'm doing good. How's it doing?
What's up?
Thanks for willing to do this, Will.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Sure, it's always a pleasure.
All right.
I gotta be honest with you. I've been hearing all over from you ever since Jax Briggs from Mortal Kombat 11.
Really? Okay.
Is ever since I've been hearing more of your voices. And I gotta say, what you did there is super awesome of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Glad you enjoyed
Sure,
it.
it's always my pleasure. But anyway, I have many questions I've been wanting to ask you.
Okay, I'll try to answer those as best I can.
Don't worry. Tell me, how's it like being a voice actor in many animated shows?
Well, let's see. Um, Having a chance to work on two of the Netflix shows, Yasuke and Edge Runners, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, man. It's kind of, dream come true in a sense of being someone that's grown up on animation and loving various types of animation, specifically Japanese animation, anime, and then having a chance to work in those mediums, man. Just having a ball, especially giving some really good characters a chance to just play.
Interesting. Which leads me to the most important question.
Okay.
How did you get into voice acting?
Wow. I always say by the grace of God, man. Took some classes, some workshops early on, learning more about the craft, getting to learn more about my instrument, and took a lot of those things that I got out of classes, these compilations, and took them to somebody, got them kind of doctored up, and submitted them to an agent, a small boutique agent, and just was blessed to develop a relationship with her. And one of the first gigs I got was a major gig, and at that point, it's off to the races. Not gonna say I didn't have any challenges, but yeah, once that took place, then yeah, that's how my career started. And I was back in 2000, I think 2010, 2011. Yeah.
Wow. So that's how you got into voice acting,
Yeah.
because of the things that you were telling me. Now
Yeah.
I'm beginning to understand everything.
Okay.
What, of course, leads me to one question, but
What's that?
why do you like playing in animated shows and games that much? For what reason?
Because I'm still a big kid, man. In that aspect, I grew up watching them. I still watch them, and I enjoy them. So, I grew up playing various video games, and I don't think as a kid I was entertaining the thought, man, I want to be in these games. But you play enough of them, you start kind of emulating voices, and sometimes I go down my parents' basement as a kid and use their boom box and record all these little sketches in different voices. So in a way, I was kind of training myself early, just playing around. So
Wow. So that's why you like to play an animated show.
yeah, I'm a
Because of
fan.
what you told me. Because
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest with you, I've been working very hard to be a voice actor for the last few months, or should I say years.
Okay.
Years ever since I discovered something about animation and stuff. And of course, something about voice acting. And I
Okay.
gotta be honest, every professional voice actors I ever met says I
Uh-huh.
sound like a professional because of the way I talk.
Well, hey man, you're doing this show, so I mean that speaks volumes. That makes you professional in a sense. Not everybody has the ability to do what you're doing, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's because I have autism,
Okay.
which is a good thing for everybody, because it gives a lot of people more respect, which autism awareness is coming in April, just
Okay.
to let you know. So yeah, but
Thanks for my awareness.
yeah. Anywho, I got many questions about the characters that you've been playing over the years. But
Okay. Let's start.
what was your first ever character that you ever played as in animation? Like your first ever character you played as before you got to others?
That would have been my very first animation booking. Long story behind it, but it's a very popular, well-known Marvel character, Nick Fury. Yeah,
Nick Fury, you say?
yeah.
And where exactly did you voice him in?
Well, here's the story on that. That was the very first voiceover gig that I booked. That was the start of my career. And without going into so many details, but a very popular show that came out. I booked that gig, and then let's say a large studio got bought out by another large studio, and decided they wanted to go with somebody else. So that's how that happened. Got the role, did some episodes, and there was a change made. And hey, that was the business, but that was the very first character I booked.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what show did you play Nick Fury in?
Well, I never got a chance for that show. That show never aired. That's part of my story. It was like I taped the episodes, but um, there was a change. Disney bought Marvel out. So in that aspect, everybody that vetted my performance in that role, um, they all had a boss they had to report to. So no fault of Marvel. That's just the business, man. So they made somebody made a change and they went with another actor. So that never happened. But that was the very first role that I booked, which gave me a lot of confidence, But it also taught me a lot about the business itself. It can be challenging. And when things like that happen out of your control, don't lose sight of who you are in your dreams and what you want to do. You roll with the punches. Yeah.
Wow. Now I'm beginning to understand it. You were playing Nick Fury before Disney bought Marvel, which all came from the idea from Kevin Feige, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's all part of history. So we
Yeah.
have to give respect to that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway, in the show Yusuke, what
Mhm.
is your favorite part about playing the character Okuja?
It was fun, man. I mean, because you know, that part was that was the next big animation role. For like years of kind of going through and doing video games, but that was the next break back in animation. So having that chance to get into that particular project, again, dream come true. And it happened to the character designs for Yasuke were done by a guy, and I'm trying to remember his name, but he did the character designs for the Ninja Scroll for Madhouse, Madhouse's Ninja Scroll, which was something that really got me interested into Japanese animation years ago. So it kind of came full circle, and yeah, he was just fun to play. He, he's greedy and he's kind of like an anti-hero. And yeah, I just really enjoyed playing Yasuke or playing Ochoya. Yeah.
Wow, that's very good to hear from you. Because I saw the show Yosuke on Netflix. I gotta
Mhm.
say, you did very well playing that character, along with the other voice actors that got to be part of it, including Eric Boza himself, and pretty much the others.
Yeah, they were fun. They were fun to work off of.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But anywho, how does it feel about playing the character Shiva in Shin Megami Tensei 5?
That's a tongue twister. You know what? I haven't had a chance to hear the samples on that, man. Honestly, it was fun doing it in the studio because I worked on that with some friends, and they directed me, and we tried out different things, and it really was an enjoyable project. Anytime I get a chance to step in the booth, especially to play characters, whether it's video game or animation, it's a ball. I feel like I'm that little kid to get back down in my parents' basement, so that kid-like enthusiasm comes out, and it's playtime, man.
Hmm. Well, that's a good thing to hear from you because I played that game, Shin Magma Tensei 5, and I've got to
Okay.
say, you did very well playing that character Shiva, especially when he is a boss, you know. Of course, Kyle McCarley was able to cast you into it, you know.
That's cool.
So, you know, Kyle McCarley is a voice actor and voice cast director who does a lot of good things, you know, including bringing you in into that game. Am I
You know
correct?
what? I got to try to look up the video for that. Thank you.
Well, it's
Some
what I do best, you know.
okay.
But, anywho, how is it like playing the character Jax Briggs in Mortal Kombat 11?
Never in my lifetime would I ever have thought that I would be part of the Mortal Kombat franchise. I mean, playing Jax, coming in a long line of other performers that are playing Jax. It was an honor to step into his shoes because I didn't know when I did the audition that it was Jax. It was under an alias. So it was like, you book the role and that's under an alias too. You don't know it's going to be Mortal Kombat. And it was like, I'm playing who? So man, and I appreciate all the fans and the positive comments for me taking on the role. So yeah, man, a lot of love and a lot of fun went into playing Jax.
Well, that's a very good thing to hear from you because to say the truth, I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11 and I played as you. And I've got to say, you did very well playing that character, especially when it comes to the story mode, however. Like the Aftermath one. It's my
Right.
actually my favorite one, the Aftermath.
Mhm.
Because of, you know, Matthew Yang King trying to talk to you, you know, talking
Right.
some sense to you when you were like, damn it, Fujin. You know what I've suffered.
Yeah, he has some PTSD and some trauma going on. So he's dealing with a lot. But yeah, that Jax was a ball.
Yep, he sure is. Especially with being with his daughter, of course. But, anywho, what was your favorite part about being in the show Cyberpunk Edge Runners as
Ooh,
Maine?
wow. Maine gave me a chance to tap into some stuff I hadn't, really had a chance to play around with different kind of a different character. And I love the material. I love the story behind Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and it was dealing a lot with, they had substance abuse and, you know, a lot of different subjects, mature subjects. But overall, the story was really about, for me, it was family, makeshift family, and a kid without a father, and Maine becoming his father figure, and them having their bond, and it was something special about that. Even through all the ultra violence and everything, there's a lot of love behind that story. So yeah, playing Maine was a ball. It was a great opportunity.
Wow. Wow. So that's what you like about playing the character.
Hmm.
Because I've seen the show Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix, which has actually won an award like a few weeks ago. And
Yeah,
I gotta say, you did very impressive playing that character. And I'm very glad that Wendy Lee, the voice cast director of anime, was able to bring you in.
Wendy was great. That was she was able to take me and put me in other places. It kind of stretched me as an actor, but under her direction, I think everything came out beautifully with the actors. So really enjoy
Yeah,
working.
of course. But anywho, what was the biggest thing when playing the character Rude in Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Playing Rude was one of those things again, kind of like playing Jax. I was a bit suspicious when I got the audition for that game because I looked at the artwork. I'm like, this looks familiar, and I think I know this world. So getting a chance to play Rude, also, you're stepping into a character that somebody else has played, and you're putting your spin on it. But they gave me enough room to play, and at the end of the day, they picked me because of me. So I loved playing Rude. I still love playing Rude. And again, thanks to all the fans out there, performance.
Well, now that's super cool to hear from you because I have the game Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I've got
Mhm.
to say, you did very well playing that character, you know?
Thank you.
And to say the truth, originally he was once played by actor Crispin Freeman, you know, way
Mhm.
before you got in,
Right.
which of course you did the role pretty well, sounding more like Crispin Freeman, but in a more perspective way to say it, especially when it comes to talking to Cloud and Aerith, you know, like, hello, Aerith.
Yeah.
Is your new board tour here?
Pretty good, man.
Although you did reprise him in Final Fantasy VII Reunion, am I
Right.
correct?
Yes. Yeah, that was a little bit of a younger version of Rude, slightly younger. I do remember that note going into the booth. So, yeah.
That figures, because all I know is that I know about the game Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I've got to say, Kirk Thornton was able to bring you back to be playing Root. And hopefully, by the time the new Final Fantasy VII game comes out, well, which is coming like in probably a few months or whatever it is that they'll announce it, I just
Yeah.
hope they bring you back as Rude as a way to, you know, entertain a lot of people with your voice.
I will give you a sneak peek. Yes, I am in the sequel. So,
Hoping you might say that.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, that is super good. But anywho, what is the very good thing when playing in the anime show Super Crooks as Casmet?
Oh my goodness, man. That's another project. I'll say it's great to get involved in the projects that even if I didn't have a chance to work on, I would enjoy watching. And I really enjoyed watching Super Crooks as much as I enjoyed being in it, watching that tale unfold. So, I mean, I hope there's another season. I would love to play Kismet again.
Well, that's a good thing to hear from you, you know? Because I've actually seen that show, Super Crooks, on Netflix, you know? And I've got to say, you did very well playing that character, Casmet, along with my very good friend, David Sobolov, and pretty much the other voice actors who got to be part of it, including Boo Billingsley and pretty much the others.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basic fact to tell you, you know? My pleasure. But, anywho, what's the most awesome thing you ever done when playing in Back for Blood as Walker?
Getting a chance to put my stamp on the character. Because Jax has been previously played by other actors, so it's Rude. So Walker, that was a chance for me to kind of put my stamp on the character and getting a chance to, build the type of trust up where they'd allow me to improv some lines and just, have fun with the character, really help to build him and flesh him out. So, again, to all the people that have been playing Back for Blood and really have enjoyed the performance and the positive comments, thank you.
Well, that's a good thing from here from you, you know? Because to say this at once, I actually know about the game because of my very good friend who followed me on Twitter,
Mm.
Tony Todd.
Oh yeah,
He
he
told,
ended up playing the scientist later on.
yep, he informed me about the game, and by the time I discovered it, that's when I saw you, along with William Slayers, Darren DePaul, Yuri Lowenthal, and the others.
Yeah. When I found out he was involved, it was kind of hard to keep a lid. I was like, Tony Todd's in this game. So,
Yep, that's a super cool thing to hear. But anyway, what's the most awesome thing you ever done when you got to be part of The Walking Dead, A New Frontier as Conrad?
again, that's a franchise that I enjoy watching the show. So to get a chance to come into the Telltale games and now work on another installment of that in itself was a very cool experience because I found out um, Conrad wasn't necessarily supposed to live as long as he did. And I believe, if I'm correct, they said that was the first time a lot of people kind of changed the storyline. Like, more people kept playing Conrad, which of course made them have to create alternate endings for him. So he was supposed to die earlier. but thanks to the people playing the game and actually enjoying the character of Conrad, they kept him alive to the end. So yeah, man, Conrad was a ball. Again, some very great writing there and great material.
Wow. Well, that's a very good thing to hear from you, you know? Because I actually seen clips of the Walking Dead A New Frontier. And I've got to say, you did very well playing the character, you know? Especially when it comes to choosing hard choices, you know? And to tell the truth, you know what that game actually reminds me of? It reminded me of Batman the Telltale Stories.
Yeah, yeah, very similar. Same production. So
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm beginning to notice from it, you know? And that's the truth, you know? And that's a good thing. But anyway, what's the biggest thing when you got to be part of the game Smite as Riven Ravana?
another thing, they just called you in there, and for him, because he was like, kind of like the dance off guy, a lot of high energy stuff. That was fun to do. And I actually did get a chance to check out the clip once it was produced. So yeah, playing that particular character was a ball as well.
Well, that's a good thing to hear from you. Which, of course, I got this one question I wanted to ask you, but if you were in another anime show, what is it that you would like to be part of?
The anime. So are we talking about an existing anime? Existing?
Like an anime that's about to come in the future, like the previews, for example.
Wow.
Because as of right now, there are like a bunch of animes like Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, Vinland Saga, and pretty much a bunch of anime that's currently in production right now, which I
Okay.
have. So, what do you think?
I did get a chance to work on Finland Saga for some minor characters, which is pretty cool. There's
I see.
so many
So you
great
would,
shows out there, and there's some shows that I recently auditioned for, but I can't say what they are. Um,
well, well, there is one show I've always wanted you to be part of.
what's that?
The one that Mary Westbrook got to be part of after Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War.
Oh, well, hey, if they'll have me, here I
Because
am.
you know what character I'll get you to play as?
Who's that?
Well, with the help of the voice actors, the character always wanted you to play as is a character named Love Aiwaka, who was originally played by Travis Willingham, but due to Bleach being a non-reunion show, that's
Okay.
where they decided to bring in a lot of new people to play the old characters, including
Okay.
Shira Kirby and Christopher Swindle and your friend Mary Westbrook. And so I thought, you being part of Bleach as that character I told you will be the one thing to make the dub even better.
I will say that one, and because I played and watched Dragon Ball back in the day, so
Yeah,
yeah, that
it's
would be cool.
because all I know is that I'm saying this because I wanted to help you getting you to be part of Bleach as a way to give fans what they truly want after all this time. Also, so that to make the dub even better. And you know
Hey
who
man,
even agrees to that?
who's that?
My good friend Richard Apcar, along with Steve Staley, Dina Sherman, your friend Mary Westbrook, and so many others, all agreed with my ideas, including getting you to be part of it, as a way to
Hey,
make dubbing look better, all because of my honesty I gave out.
I'll let you start the campaign on that.
Well,
Put
well,
me in
that's
bleed.
ex- well, that's exactly why I gained so many actors' support, as a way to make the dubbing look better, for the sake of everybody, for the sake of the future of voice acting.
Thank you, Sebastian.
It's what I do best. But anyway, which character that you have played in the past has been the most challenging to play as, and why?
Most challenging to play as. Hmm. I think I would probably say Jax because there's so much history there, and it's easy to be influenced by other performers um, who you admire, who you saw. Like when I found that Carl Weathers had played Jax and all that stuff, and some of the other actors are like, oh man, I'm filling in some big shoes there, and I don't want to. I want to do Jax as me, not try to do him as Carl or any of the other actors. But yeah, anytime you take on a role that somebody else previously inhabited, I think that's always a challenge because you have that influence going in. Like look at all the actors who have played Batman at this point. And each one has to say, okay, how do I play this character? How do I come into it? So yeah, that's how it happens.
Wow. Now that's very challenging. I've been hearing from you because all I know is that there are a lot of actors who got to play Jax Briggs, like,
Mhm.
for example, like you mentioned earlier about Carl Weathers, and the other one was Greg Eagles. But then it's you who came along for the ride.
Yeah, next in line.
Yeah. But fortunately is where Jax Briggs was chosen for another actor in animation. His name is Ike Amati, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard some of that stuff, and yeah, he's doing an excellent job. So,
Yeah,
everybody step into him like Bond and Batman.
yeah. Because all I know is that I want to tell you this, but there's a Mortal Kombat 12 coming,
I know some coming up, but
because
if not, if I'm in it, great. If not, pass the torch.
I
I want to be a
was
part of it.
ho I was gonna say that, but yeah, that definitely works, actually, to be more honest with you.
Thanks.
Because, so that game, Mortal Kombat 11, is where they, reverse time, however.
You could probably beat my butt in it too. It's Jax. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of hard for me to jump on there and play as Jax and then have somebody come along and whoop my butt as me. So yeah,
Of course, it happens with everybody,
right.
Yeah. But anyway, well, my friend, it was super honored to finally meet you, William.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm just very glad that I get to tell you everything, and hopefully,
Thanks.
hopefully they get to cast you into Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, so that as the character I recommend you playing, as a way to, give the dubbing a lot of good effort, to make the fans be like, yes, now this is the voice we're talking about. So yeah, that's basically why one was best for everybody, So
If the
yeah,
role hasn't been
that's
filled yet, I'd love to take a shot at it. So
yeah, which is why I recommend you looking up that character, Love Aiwaka, in for Bleach. That way you
okay,
can be able to know more about him. And that way, when the time comes, maybe you'll be able to talk to one of the voice actors like Mary, for example, or even Richard Apcar to, tell you more about the Bleach. That way you can finally know a lot of it,
you
And
know
that's
what? And
something I recommend you doing.
I'll say Sebastian said it here first. So
I was hoping you might say that. Oh, one more thing before you go.
what's that?
If I'm ever to making my own show,
Mhm.
I'd be gladly to bring you into my show when I have the chance to become a professional voice actor and writer, just like everybody else.
You left out producer because it's going to be your show. So
Yep.
you were
And I'll bring you in as well, because you're one of my list of voice actors to bring into my show when I have the chance to become a professional myself.
Thank you, Sebastian. I look forward to it.
My pleasure. Well, William, it is so nice talking with you, and I'll see you around through social media, my friend.
All right. We'll be in touch.
All right.
All right.
I will.
God bless you.
All right.